What's up everybody, welcome to another camera comparison video. I am Han and yeah, I love to do camera comparison videos. This one is a Xiaomi 11T Pro and this one is Oneplus 9RT. You check carefully which smartphone camera has rendered my skin tone correctly, which smartphone has rendered colors correctly, which smartphone got better dynamic range. Check everything carefully and make a comment. Let me know which smartphone selfie video looks better. Also, don't forget to listen carefully. Check carefully which smartphone microphone has worked better. Well, I must mention that I have to buy all the smartphones because most of the time these brands, they don't want to provide me with a review unit because I don't want to sign any NDA or anything. But okay, I'm ready to sign NDA. I really need review units. Without review units, I cannot continue. Anyway, well, one request to you, if you find this video helpful, then please don't forget to click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel. Yeah, it's time to start our camera comparison video between Xiaomi 11T Pro and Oneplus 9RT. All these photos were taken in auto mode. AI was enabled and HDR was set to auto. I have started with indoor artificial light photos cause most of the budget flagship smartphones struggles in this condition. Okay, considering the price and segment of these two smartphones, Xiaomi 11T Pro is definitely way expensive. It's about $150 extra on top of OnePlus 9RT. And we will see whether this extra price is justified by its performance or not. When I have started taking photos side by side, straight away I knew that it's going to be a very difficult task. No, not to find the differences, but to make sure that I get the best outcomes from these smartphones. Strange enough for me, Xiaomi 11T Pro processed most of the photos with cold color temperature, while OnePlus 9RT has gone for a warmer tone. There are times when Xiaomi 11T Pro has totally failed to manage color temperature, and yes, the same thing has also happened on OnePlus 9RT. It actually changes based on ambient light type and colors. Saturation levels are actually different. There is a noticeable difference, and most of the time Xiaomi 11T Pro has saturated the photos while OnePlus 9RT has maintained balanced saturation. However, highlights and contrast jumps back and forth. Sometimes it's better on OnePlus 9RT and sometimes on Xiaomi 11T Pro. In terms of details and texture processing, OnePlus 9RT has definitely done better, while Xiaomi 11T Pro sometimes goes too sharp with overprocessing and sometimes it's just too soft. Shadows and dynamic range is almost similar. Without doing heavy pixel peeping, you wouldn't find any differences at a glance. Color rendition is the thing which made me totally surprised. Xiaomi 11T Pro has continued to beautify photos with artificially processed colors. Midtones are sometimes very high. But when it's about tonal contrast, both of the smartphones have failed in random occasions. I didn't have any big expectations from these smartphones. I mean, I thought I would get very ordinary night mode photos. But when I have started doing this camera comparison video, I got shocked. Xiaomi actually did great considering its specifications, and OnePlus 9RT with a better sensor and OIS on the main sensor, I think it did even better. After checking a lot of photos side by side, I have noticed that in some pictures they look very similar, but there are a few things making them different. Truly, there is no trend or no rule of thumb for white balance. Sometimes it's warm on 9RT and sometimes on 11T Pro. Anyway, saturation is always high on Xiaomi 11T Pro, and if you dig deeper, if you try to compare low-light photos taken in harsh lighting condition, noise and grains are actually heavier on Xiaomi 11T Pro. Also, images grabbed by 11T Pro looks like a bit soft with less details, while Oneplus 9RT has more details, well-processed textures, less noise and grains. Everything seems a bit more polished on OnePlus. I use my own method for checking night mode photos, DENS, details, exposure, noise and shadows. Considering all these, it is clear that OnePlus 9RT has done better. I was surprised when I have first started taking photos of human subject with Xiaomi 11T Pro, cause actually Xiaomi can really do better than this. There were some other Xiaomi smartphones out there with this same HM2 sensor and those are doing better. Look at these photos. Way too much saturation, crazy amount of fairness added to skin, insane ambience and vibrance. I don't know, maybe some people would like this for their Instagram, but not me. OnePlus 9RT has done better with wider dynamic range and better exposure. Both gets similar type of details on the subject, sharpness is on par, but OnePlus 9RT has kept true to life skin tone and color grading is a bit better. Xiaomi 11T Pro has also added additional beauty effect like nose and lips enhancement. As both of these two smartphones don't have a 50mm lens, portrait photos are taken with the main sensor. Edge detection, edge cutouts and separation line blend. Everything is better on OnePlus 9RT. Most of the time, OnePlus 9RT also managed to produce photos with better exposure and dynamic range. Moreover, color grading and skin tone is way better on OnePlus 9RT. It's similar like those human subject photos. Yes, both have some kind of skin smoothing beauty effect, but when we check details and exposure on the subject, Xiaomi 11T Pro falls a bit behind. I was really surprised when I have checked these portrait photos. Check the background. I don't know what has happened. Very poor performance by Xiaomi 11T Pro. I really wish OnePlus will release this globally with a good price tag, cause OnePlus 9RT only cost around $490 in China. And till now, what I have seen in this comparison video, OnePlus 9RT is really doing great. Okay, time for daytime ultra-wide photos. At a glance, things may seem almost similar in ultra-wide photos, but you need to understand that OnePlus 9RT has a better 16 megapixel sensor for ultra-wide photos, and this performs really better beside that 8 megapixel sensor for ultra-wide photos on Xiaomi 11T Pro. In ultra-wide mode, Xiaomi 11T Pro photos are reproduced with high saturation and contrast. Bizarre white balance and performance is more like a ride on a roller coaster. Sometimes it has good, eye-pleasing color grading, but most of the time it's poor, worse than all of its competitors. OnePlus has managed to integrate a better sensor with better algorithm, and that helps to get more details. Processing also seems to be a bit better. Definitely, OnePlus 9RT has better dynamic range and better exposure. On the other hand, Xiaomi tries to beautify the sky color. Sometimes that hurts. Well, it was a wonderful day, blue sky and bright sunlight, but no, sky wasn't as blue as it is in the photos taken with these two smartphones. Once again, let me remind you, I have had AI disabled and yes, HDR was set to auto. All the photos were taken in auto mode cause most of the general users uses auto mode. Don't make a mistake, don't misjudge overexposure and synthetic processing as dynamic range. As any other budget flagships, both did similarly well, and the differences mostly goes down to the personal preferences. But as I regularly do camera comparison videos, I have easily noticed a few differences that defines quality. Low details, continuous overprocessing, random overexposure, and eye-pleasing color rendition. Yes, that's Xiaomi 11T Pro. OnePlus 9RT actually produced photos with more natural color tone, better contrast and highlights, but sometimes colors are intentionally pumped up to give a punchier look, which I think actually works. Both of these lacks a telephoto lens and depends on digital crop-in. Yeah, as expected, OnePlus 9RT with a better sensor and OIS does better than Xiaomi 11T Pro. And it seems like stock camera algorithm of OnePlus 9RT is well polished for digital zooming. I was actually pretty skeptical about this ColorOS integration on OnePlus devices, but it seems like OnePlus has actually injected Oxygen OS into ColorOS. So stock camera algorithm on ColorOS is way better now. Well, it's time for selfie photos and selfie portraits. As usual, I'm not gonna describe the differences between these two smartphones. If you are a regular viewer, if you are subscribed to this channel, then you may already know that there is an international smartphone giveaway going on for the subscribers of this channel. If you are subscribed to this channel, then what you have to do is to make a descriptive comment describing which smartphone selfie camera did better. I mean, which selfie photos and selfie portraits looks better. Well, please don't spam, cause if you spam, you will get disqualified. I will wait for nice descriptive comments. I have been crying to have OIS on mid-range or budget flagship smartphones, but Xiaomi wouldn't do that. They don't even wanna provide OIS in their flagship smartphones. Crazy it is. Thanks to OnePlus for providing OIS on the main sensor. Truly, OnePlus 9RT has great stabilization in 1080p. This is flagship class performance. Okay, other than stabilization, dynamic range, details and exposure is slightly better on OnePlus 9RT. Yes, OnePlus 9RT has continued to dominate the more expensive and more popular device. many YouTubers have already praised Xiaomi 11T Pro for its performance. I don't know what they will say about this Oneplus 9RT. I really feel sad. It seems everything is about money, even an honest review. Anyway, let's continue with our camera comparison video. Well, it's time to give verdict, but I don't think I have to give a verdict because OnePlus 9RT costs only about $500 in China, while Xiaomi 11T Pro costs around $700 for the base variant. And I think when OnePlus will release this OnePlus 9RT globally, it won't go beyond $600. If that's the case, then OnePlus 9RT has won by a mile. But even if these two smartphones get the same price tag of $700, OnePlus 9RT is still a better choice. What do you think? Please don't forget to make a comment and share your thoughts and ideas about these two smartphones. Also, if you have liked this video, then please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel.